Hello, Aquarius. Welcome back. I'm Karma. This is your reading for September 2nd for this week. Catching up, kids. Let's see what your energy looks like for this upcoming week. Aquarius. One more shuffle. Hello, YouTube. Somebody's out there watching me, but they don't say much over there anymore. All right, here we go. One more shuffle. Nice clean slate. They always end up being a little congruent between the readings I've done on that same day. The energy seems to flow, especially if they're in order. They have a tendency to be a little bit similar with the week and energy that's going on, just like aspects in astrology, right? Ooh, first thing that we have is the Tower card, the Chariot. The possible move or travel. The Tower card has to do with like a lot on your plate. It's the Great Leveler though. So if you have like some kind of event that's going on around you, it definitely makes you question your values. I am seeing really great cards aside of that. So this must mean that you've already had this episode of whatever shook the tree, so to speak. And I'm seeing that you have the Fool card in play, also the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is about speed, so you can expect things to move kind of quickly. You also have the Temperance card. Capricorn had that one in their moon reading. The Temperance is all about self-reflection. So if you're looking at yourself and trying to evaluate where you can do better, that would be a similar kind of energy. We also can say that the Temperance card, if you look at it, it's usually a woman sitting in a river or by a lake, and she's taking these two cups and she's pouring from one to the other. And you watch me at all, you'll hear me say, you know, the phrase, can't serve from an empty cup. And this is a little bit of that energy, give and take and balance. Temperance is really all about balance. We also have the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is all about you having that energy of abundance, new beginnings, etc. We have the Nine of Cups for celebration, the Fool card for opportunity, King of Wands is leadership, and the Six of Wands, which is money coming your way. Six of Wands usually is a chunk of money, so it's not something that's going to be you know, a raise or anything. It's like actually selling your car or selling an item where you're getting this money come in. Now, Aquarius, I can also see the Ten of Cups, which is great for those of you that are in relationship, which tells there's balance within it. Again, another balance card. So this card has to do with finding the external mirror of how you're behaving in a good and positive way. So you're going to see support and love and the kinds of energy that's like, you know, matching where you're at rather than, you know, you being the giver or someone else being the taker, etc. Again, we're seeing the Seven of Coins. This might mean travel or a move. It could even be something small like your office space or moving your room or house around. Five of Coins. This is you taking money and putting it towards something and being able to build on it. This is really a beautiful reading, actually. So here's the thing. You've got a lot of energy that's going on around you that's super positive, which goes in coincidence with the reading that I saw from Nightlight Astrology talking about the first 3 weeks of September being like benefic benefic and, you know, positive Aquarius energy, really, where it's going to be all this collaboration, working with others and having a responsiveness with others that's beautiful and positive. That's the Ten of Cups. We do have the Page of Cups. For those of you on my Instagram, please join me on my YouTube. You can see the picture in picture here. I'd like your company on there anyway, so please come subscribe. But the Page of Cups means new relationship and new beginnings. So this is, you also have the Emperor. So Emperor is about leadership. So it doesn't matter if you're a CEO, the second you leave one company and go to another one, you're still the new guy. It's still new beginnings. You still have to go through orientation and your HIPAA and your, you know, sexual harassment classes, all the same policies and things that you have to do, although that you still feel like the new guy. So you have the Emperor and the Page of Cups. So what new beginning are you taking on, Aquarius? What is it that you're putting out there? Because this card has to do with something that you love, something that you enjoy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship, although the Page of Cups really does give us that impression that someone new or something new is coming in. However, in this spread, it doesn't feel like relationship energy, although it could be. You have a lot of cups in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cups out of 10. Yeah, 5 out of 10. So you have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So that could lead you to believe that there is a new relationship coming in and a new beginning entirely. However, don't expect things to kick off like in a major way and have like immediate results, because you do have the Hangman here toward that bottom of the reading. And what that tells us is there's a pause. So if you remember being a kid and watching a cartoon and they have these little trails that they go down and they step into a trap and it pulls them up in the air and they're hanging by a tree. That's the hangman. It's not like hanging by the noose where you have like death on the other side of it. This is a pause. It's, you know, one of those things where you put in an application and you're waiting for results, or you had an interview and you haven't got a phone call back, or, you know, it's just that pause that you can't really force. So have a little patience, exercise a little bit of leadership here, and keep doing what you're doing, because the Fool card, the Emperor, the Eight of Cups, all of this is telling me that whatever you're putting online, or in alignment, I should say, is going to be positive. However, it's not going to just, it's not a race car. We're not at the top end of the, you know, the drag strip at the racetrack and burning tires. It's more about the engine is started on the train and we're about to leave the station, but it's not going to be super fast to begin. So just give yourself a little grace here with that, but it's all looking super positive. I like that. Remember though, the Chariot not only has to do with travel and move, it also has to do with intensity. If you remember me talking about the Chariot card, it talks about somebody who's driving a chariot with two horses looking in opposite directions. So the individual in the middle is focusing down the line and looking to where they're going and using those reins as control. And it's usually dark in the image. It's usually got a mist and a full moon, so it's nighttime. So what you end up having is you're not quite sure what the road looks like. You know where you're going, and you've been down it before, so it's just going to take that focus to get you to bring these things into alignment and get them to going where you want them to go. So just remember, it's going to take a little bit of work, but it's going to be beautiful. I am going to pull some cards from the Mystic Dreamer for those of you that are Aquarius moon. I would encourage you to hang out and listen if you are just Aquarius sun as well and don't know what the moon stuff is, because it'll tell you how you're thinking and feeling as well. Possibly. I'd like to suggest that it might. Okay, here we go. Aquarius moon. Seven of Cups. Too much on your brain. Look at this. Seven of Cups. This is all the things that you have to think about. It's not the Nine of Swords where you're up at night, although you may be, but this is overwhelm, having too much on your plate, or maybe even just too much on your dome, where you're like, ugh, how am I going to navigate all of this? Followed by the Tower card, Three of Swords, miscommunication. Nine of Cups, again, feeling like moderately depressed. I would say it's situational and frustration, especially if you're feeling like, if we were looking at your general spread, right, where it was like you have a lot on your plate and you're not sure how to navigate it. This might just feel like overwhelm, both of these cards here. Six of Swords is telling us things are going to get easier, but not without some drama first, right? So the Six of Swords coming out onto a clear lake after, you know, smoking down the rapids, and you come out and here's this perfect pane of glass lake, and you've got somebody rowing for you, and you're just chilling, and things are going to get easier. So just move through the drama. I do see the Justice card, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, I've often, if you're in a relationship spread, I'll say something like this person's being sneaky. But if you look at the demographics and the dynamics of this card, what you're seeing is somebody's going in on a battlefield and picking things up afterward, making good of a bad situation. So if you're in a situation right now, as the Tower card is indicated, and you're coming out of it, which I feel like this isn't something that's coming, it's on the back row, so it's saying it's something where you're started and whatever, that you're moving forward with things. So you're making the best of a bad situation. You're very good at pretending, right? And you're very good at hiding your personal business so others don't really know what some of these things are going on. And so there might be a little bit of that protecting your image going on with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is very direct energy. So, you know, maybe you just are waiting to figure it out and you don't want an audience, and that's perfectly appropriate. But be careful that you don't isolate. Nobody wants platitudes. Hi, how are you? Fine, thank you, right? Everybody wants to hear, especially people that love you, like what's really going on. And you can't, sometimes it takes an unbiased or an outside opinion. However, asking our friends and family, sometimes they can be a little bit more harsh, and that's where I would say, you know, get an unbiased opinion, get a reading, you know, or talk to someone that's not associated to the situation so that you can have that unbiased opinion. But I will say that family is a big player for you right now, and also your tribe. I can say though that Aquarius is willing to walk away from things that aren't serving them at this moment. We have the Eight of Cups right here, where you see that, you know, some things are over, right? Just gracefully over, and we walk away without a fight, and we just leave it where it is, and it's not drama, because I feel like Aquarius is overloaded on drama right now. We do have the Two of Wands, which is juggling two things, so there's a little bit of that indecision going on that we saw with Capricorn. The Devil card is also in play in the center, so this can be, you know, sometimes the devil card tells us someone is lying to us, but more often than not, it talks to us about our bad habits. I'm an Aquarius moon, and I have a tendency to escape and do things when I'm about to freak out, like I'll get in my pour painting and lose myself for a little bit because I'd rather be active than slip down the slippery slope of depression, right? So you get frustrated and you get stuck. So the devil card is all about those bad habits. So where can you change things a little bit so that you're not dealing with those, or do a little bit better? Personally, I just make a commitment to do one more thing I'll thank myself for tomorrow so that I don't have that over my head. And I'm always aware on whether it's escapism or not. However, what is it that's afflicting you? There is the, maybe it's someone that's around you that is doing, having some bad behavior where you're trying to navigate around. This could be a partner with a drug addiction or a substance abuse, or if it's, someone drinking, or maybe even just like not working and, sitting on the couch and doing the whole, checkout game and not working or something, and you're frustrated with their behavior. So what is it that's vexing you? That's at the center of your card. And maybe there is somebody in your life that you need to walk away from with this Eight of Cups, and to protect and preserve that feeling of tribe and family that's going on for you with the Six of Cups. That's like the only thing you're concerned about. And what is Aquarius anyway but humanitarian? We want everybody in the room to be happy. We want to make sure that everyone's needs are met, etc. So what is going on with you with the Justice card in play, though? There's some legal documents that you might be signing. This might mean mediation. It might even mean that you're having, anything from like a bankruptcy or a divorce, or something that requires paperwork. It doesn't always mean something chaotic, though. But it is a high indicator that there's something legal that's going on. It could be even something as mild as signing a lease. However, I can tell you that it might be something stressful or fretful for you, even a ticket. But we have the Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, making best of a bad situation. Eight of Swords is your drama card. So whatever drama is going on around you, you're having a really hard time articulating through it. So you're not able to speak what it is you really feel and what's going on in your mind because of the dynamics that are going on with it. So let's pull a card for you from the Divination of the Ancients and see what your oracle card is for this week. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I think I have more in me. I'm going to do a couple more tonight and get myself caught up again about that integrity and getting myself back to what I said I would do. So you can look forward to that. All right, let's see what your card has to say, Aquarius. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hang out with me. I would love your company on my YouTube. That's where you can see the picture-in-picture. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com, where you can find my coaching sessions for those of you that want to make some positive changes and have somebody be your little cheerleader and help you see through it. And book your reading, karmaondeck.com. So shooting star, confirmation. So the question I have for this is, are you asking for confirmations appropriately? Some of us have the urban legend of, I found a feather, it must be my Aunt Rosa. Well, that's kind of not how it works. However, if Aunt Rosa's on your mind and you've been talking to her, one of your ancestors on your altar, etc., or if you're talking to them or seeing them around in your energy, that might be likely. However, confirmation has more to do with making a decision and then asking the universe to show you whether it's in alignment or not. I had that recently, a project that I have coming up. I was like, show me whether or not this is something I should be doing, and give me a confirmation, because I have been led astray before and I've wandered after different projects that never really panned out. And the moment I said that, they called. So this is how we do it, right? We literally ask for it. And sometimes we forget that it's okay to ask for ourselves. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the